7:34, and as we said, we want to break in anytime, and the press conference is beginning in Oakland about the Oakland A's.
There's Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf speaking. Let's listen in.
Square. True to our roots as a working class city here at the Port of Oakland, this is the kind of family, fun, and beautiful, exciting environment that we know that Oaklanders deserve. And what the City Council approved yesterday is not just one of the most iconic ballparks that the world will ever see, but an entire beautiful community-serving ballpark district, a new neighborhood with amazing union jobs, public parks, affordable housing, and safety improvements to make sure that the growing population of Oakland that lives, works, and plays here will be safe and can move around our city in an environmentally sustainable way. That is what the Oakland City approved last night. We are so excited. We are ready to keep playing. We're at bat, and we believe that it is time for us to keep going on this visionary project. Just saying, Las Vegas is going to be 106 degrees this week, and there is nowhere that can offer these spectacular views and this beautiful community that has loved this team for generations. Let's play ball. With that, I'm excited to introduce the City Council President, whose leadership throughout this process has been amazing. Council President Nikki Bass.
Thank you, Mayor Schaaf, and thank you for your leadership as well. I'm Nikki Fortunato Bass. I'm the Oakland City Council President and representative for District 2, which includes one of the communities that would be impacted by this development in Chinatown. So yesterday, what the City Council did is a very, very important step to ensure that we keep the A's rooted here in Oakland, their hometown since the year I was born. And I might be revealing too much about how old I am, but we want to keep the A's here for literally at least another generation, if not multiple generations. So what we did again last night at the City Council is we took an important step to keep the A's rooted in Oakland, and we set the terms for the city to keep negotiating with the A's to bring not only a ballpark here, but also a development that will be equitable, that will be responsible. Some of the key things that we talked about to make sure that this will be a good deal for Oakland include making sure that we address our affordable housing crisis. So in our term sheet, we increased the affordable housing to 35% with protections for tenants from displacement. We also set some terms to make sure this will be a good deal for Oakland's finances and a good deal for our taxpayers, and we are committed to raising the funds necessary for the infrastructure for this project. And as we stand here at the Port of Oakland, close to West Oakland, close to Chinatown, in Jack London, near Old Oakland, these are the communities that will be part of this development. And the council has heard loud and clear for years the interests of those communities, the concerns of the communities, and we are committed to working together with the A's for a community benefits agreement that addresses those important concerns to keep our port vibrant, to keep Chinatown, West Oakland, and other businesses vibrant, to protect the interests of those residents, and to ensure that this is a true partnership. So those are some of the key terms, and maybe I'll just touch upon one more, which is the relocation agreement, which our amazing city team, including Betsy Lake, who is here today, negotiated with the A's. That relocation agreement in our term sheet will start on the first day that we play ball. So all of those things together, we believe, are a great deal for the A's, for Oakland. We look forward to continuing the negotiations. And as your City Council President, I will continue to ensure that we are fighting in the best interests of the people of Oakland and the communities who are going to be part of this development. Thank you. And next, I would like to introduce Liz Ortega, who is the executive director of the Alameda Labor Council, who represents literally I believe tens of thousands, if not 100,000 working families, many of which already are in relationship with the A's at the Coliseum. Liz Ortega.
What a beautiful day. Good morning, everyone. My name is Liz Ortega Toro. I'm the Executive Secretary Treasurer of the Alameda Labor Council, representing 135,000 union workers in Alameda County, many who live and work in the city of Oakland, and many who actually work at the Coliseum and for the A's. Yesterday's term sheet was definitely a step in the right direction to keep the conversation moving and keep the A's rooted in Oakland. Is it perfect? No, absolutely not. We still have a lot of work to be done, but it's definitely the right thing to do. And at this point, having worked with the A's and having thousands of my members here today, working at the Coliseum and looking for a future for themselves and their family, we urge the A's to consider what was the term sheet that was delivered yesterday, continue the negotiations, and show us that you're really rooted in Oakland, because we want to keep you here. Thank you. And I want to introduce my partner, Rob Stoker from the Alameda County Building Trades. Rob?
Thank you, Liz. Good morning. Rob Stoker, President of the Building Construction Trades Council of Alameda County. We represent over 40,000 working women and men in the unionized construction industry, including nearly 4,000 apprentices. We're proud to stand here today with our partners in this effort. This is a historic opportunity for the city of Oakland, for this community, and for the whole region. The opportunity to build a $12 billion privately financed Howard Terminal ballpark project brings hope to the city of Oakland for generations to come. The A's have shown that they are rooted in Oakland, and we're proud to have taken part in these negotiations and to push forward. Under the leadership of Liz Ortega, labor has taken a strong stand in not just protecting the existing jobs, but the opportunity for job creation at a historic level. So we look forward to breaking ground on this project. We love the partner that we have with the Oakland Athletics, and we're ready to do this thing as early as possible. So thank you very much.
With that, we're happy to take any of your questions.
Mayor Schaaf, what do you say to Dave Cabell? He seemed to be caught off guard by it, saying that was not his proposal. And you probably know they're in Vegas this morning for a fourth time.
I say let's keep at it. We have been in very, very heavy negotiations, particularly since the A's produced their proposal back in April. And Betsy Lake here can give you some of the details, but there are three significant differences between what the A's proposed in April and what the City Council passed last night. A different structure to the financial deal that depends on only one infrastructure financing district on the project site itself. We believe the project should pay for the project, but it will also include, with their final approval, Alameda County. They're a very important partner in this vision. It also includes financing the infrastructure, the safety improvements, the mobility improvements that Oaklanders need and this port needs right now through the incredible grants that are available right now at the state and federal level. Our Congress is getting ready to make the largest infrastructure investment in over a century. We believe this project is going to be part of that investment. The second difference is affordable housing. We all know that this region faces a housing crisis. We have to have affordable housing as part of this deal. And in fact, the council yesterday increased the affordable housing commitment to 35%. But we have reason to believe the A's are in agreement with that particular proposal that was put forward yesterday. The primary sticking point that we are absolutely committed to continuing to negotiate with the A's is around a community benefits fund that would be spent on things other than affordable housing. The A's original proposal used a funding source that could only be spent on capital. We know that our community wants legal assistance, tenant rights counseling, investment in land trust, things that are not necessarily physical improvements or our job training provisions that are also part of our mutually agreed upon package of community benefits. And so those are the three things that are different: the financial structure, affordable housing, and a community benefits fund that can do more than just affordable housing. We are absolutely committed to staying in conversation with the A's. You notice that their tone was a bit different yesterday than it was on Friday. What I'm hearing, and I've been in some communication with them, is an openness. They are reviewing what got passed yesterday. Some of the changes were absolutely last-minute changes, and we respect that they're looking at them. But we provided the primary things that they asked for, that they have said they need to keep going on this process.
Okay, so the mayor of Oakland is saying that she reads hopefulness in the tone of the A's as they receive a couple of changes. We had talked about maybe the team thinking they were curveballs, but Libby Schaaf is saying, oh, they seem kind of open, like they were going to be looking at those changes.
And promising to continue negotiating, so maybe they can find somewhere in the middle that both sides can be happy with. We'll have to wait and see. We know, as was mentioned, that representatives of the A's are in Las Vegas today talking with folks there about a possible move. We'll see where things go. Obviously, the city, the fans, wants the team to stay here.
8:46, back with more in a few minutes.